If you're a grown-ass adult and you're making fun of a kid who's just miming to a song, you're fucking pathetic. The fact that you have to tell somebody, hey, this is my opinion. We know it's your opinion. Everything is everyone's opinion. Okay, so if I have a problem with your opinion, just because you say it's your opinion doesn't take away my opinion on your opinion. This is just the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life come out of this guy's mouth. I hate excuses like that. It's just an excuse, and he's a grown-ass man. This is just my name, so don't take it so seriously. Why are you so serious? Because I have a problem with what the fuck you said. You know, if you fuck up one time, everybody's like, you fucked up. You fucked up. See, you're just like everybody else. And if, you know, you're just as, you know, fucked up as most people or even worse, everybody's like, well, they're just like that. You know, what are you going to do? It's the dumbest thing that humans do. Fun is for kids. Fun isn't for adults anymore, because you gotta be as miserable as everyone else. It's like when you're a kid, miserable people treat you like shit, and they just keep treating you like shit. And then when you're an adult, they tell you you can't have any fun anymore because you're supposed to have it when you were a kid. It's like, what? So why are you asking that question? You're acting like it's something that's not worth taking seriously. I do take it seriously when people say this apathetic, abusive shit. What about that is okay? Why are you going to look at a kid and tell a kid that they should know better? What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, how do people think? There's kids being made fun of by adults. The kids should know better. Nothing about that sentence makes any fucking sense. Like, I swear, this is why I just can't stand this fucking planet. So again, he's just like tying in all the stuff he's already talked about. He's like, oh, it's like that fucking thing I hated. And he's just like misrepresenting the whole thing. I don't even use this fucking app, and I know that that's a really big misrepresentation of the app. So it's very tactfully done, I'll say that, but it's really fucked up what he's doing. Is that your mindset? Because the only sympathy you've shown is towards people who aren't even involved in this. There's gotta be some ugly fuckers watching this shit who wish they were as pretty as these kids. Fuck these kids. Yeah, you get made fun of, you should have known better. That's what he sounds like. It's so fucking stupid. This is abusive. This is how this stuff starts. People keep wondering, why is the planet so fucked up? And why are people so fucked up? And it's because little shit like this is okay. If he made a video calling out how fucked up it was for people to make fun of somebody who's younger, he's gonna get a bunch of edgelords talking shit about him, making fun of him, and we've already proven here he can't take criticism. So you should be making a video about that, but you can't do that, because that's not the edgelord thing to do. God forbid you actually talk about, you know, humans and how they operate mentally and what's wrong with them and how that fucking pisses you off. So it's like, again, any potential anyone has for self-awareness, they just chuck it out the window. Like, this guy is not self-aware, for the record, because most people aren't. He's not. Even if you think he is, he's fucking not self-aware. If you were a fucking comedian telling those jokes, you wouldn't make any fucking money. You're not like, what the fuck kind of jokes are these? People recognize some of these things, but instead of them addressing it, you know, then they'll get called out by these assholes. Then they'll be harassed or told they're too sensitive. So they do the edgelord thing, because edgelords are insecure. Edgelords are weak-minded. They can't stick up for something or actually stand by something that's, you know, worth saying. Oh, this is my opinion, so don't criticize me. These are weak-minded individuals. Edgelords are weak. They're fucking insecure. They're stupid. They don't think shit through. And they're fucking worthless. Like, they're miserable. They're miserable, and they have dumb philosophies, and they don't grow because they already think that they're mature enough or smart enough, or they have their head on straight, or they think that they're growing, but they don't take that extra step. They don't know what critical thinking is. They just started to think, and they leave it there. I'll say it again. There's a reason why Logan Paul believes everyone's a sociopath. He believes everyone's sociopathic. There's a reason for that. These people don't address their own issues, and they just create more and more problems. These people have all their own issues. These people are fucking miserable. And you recreationally make fun of others. You don't see anything wrong with that. You don't think that there's a problem with that. Just because you're monotone and just because you have a calm fucking tone in your voice doesn't mean you're intelligent. It doesn't mean that you know what the fuck you're talking about. It doesn't mean that you deserve respect. If you think that kids deserve to be disrespected by adults, you don't deserve respect. You fucking moron. Hey everyone, so this is another video where I just have some opinions on some things, and yeah, I never like have a way to introduce this shit. So anyway, hi. I was looking at a video that I Hate Everything uploaded recently, and I'm in the middle of working on like another project that took longer than I thought, which is why I put up one of the videos from my archive. But I'm gonna do this one because this won't take as much time. And yeah, anyway, that's about the Shane Dawson bullshit. So anyway, yeah, I Hate Everything did a video on, you know, the new app TikTok, new, old, whatever, I don't care when it came out. There was something in particular that he said that I've been talking about more and more these days, and that's why it's just important for me to address things like this now. So yeah, I'm just gonna basically like pause and play. I guess I should speed it up. So let me do that. I don't know, like, I don't want to make it too fast. If he's talking too fast, I'll put it on 1.25. But yeah, if he says anything that's not really worth my time, then I'm just gonna, skip past it or whatever, because if you want to see the whole video, you can watch his. If you want to see on normal speed, go watch his video, and I'll link that. Okay, so yeah, let me just start. Okay, well actually, before I start playing it, this is something that always bothers me that people do in general, and it's not, okay, so it doesn't bother me that people say, oh, this is my opinion. Most people pretty much start off that way, if not everyone. You're taught as a kid to be insecure. But the point that I'm making is this is a very insecure thing to say. The fact that you have to tell somebody, hey, this is my opinion. We know it's your opinion. Everything is everyone's opinion. Okay, so if I have a problem with your opinion, just because you say it's your opinion doesn't take away my opinion on your opinion. You have your opinion, and I also have mine, which means that I can also voice my opinion. So you saying this is just a waste of breath. Because the only reason why people say something like, this is my opinion, so don't get your panties in a bunch or whatever, is so that when you actually call them out, they already told you not to, so they're basically telling you what you're going to do before you do it, which is supposed to devalue the meaning behind anything you have to say going forward, and it lets them get away with whatever they want to say. Yeah, no, if I have a problem with your fucking opinion, that's my opinion. If somebody says that they want to skin your sister alive and they genuinely mean it, and you're offended by that, that's their opinion, but you have every right to be offended by their opinion. So it's just frustrating seeing shit like this, because it's such an insecure thing. If you have to warn people about things like this, that means that you can't take criticism. That's all that this means. So anyway.
For some reason I assumed TikTok was going to be a flash in the pan fad that would go away in a couple of weeks, like nearly every other trend does. But I guess it's here to stay. Great. I'm sure a lot of out-of-touch people, like myself, don't really have a proper understanding of what TikTok even is, and until I researched it, I had no idea what the difference was between TikTok and, Musical.ly. TikTok's parent company actually purchased Musical.ly and merged with them in August of 2018, bringing along all of those young children in the process. So in a lot of ways, my 2016 video about Musical.ly still holds true. But for some godforsaken reason, TikTok is the most popular app of 2018, by far, with well over 500 million monthly users and growing, with a significant chunk of them being from Vatican City. Oh wait, hang on. I mean China. We're talking bigger than Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, or even Bebo, which all have video features of their own, but somehow can't hold a candle to what makes TikTok so alluring to children, and let's face it, probably a hell of a lot of sexual predators from all around the world. The most memeable feature of note at the moment is the duet mode, which allows people to put their reactions next to the original user's video. So the cycle goes like this. Clueless child uploads embarrassing video that will haunt them for the rest of their lives, then edgy professional internet comedian and ranter finds said mortifying video and reacts to it, then it gets shared everywhere and memed to death, and then the original child has to live in shame and or kill themselves because of the humiliation. TikTok creators say they're being bullied and the company isn't helping, says some poorly phrased terrible BuzzFeed article. Don't upload videos to a public forum for anyone to see then, if you can't deal with people joking around at your expense. And
okay, so basically that gets to something that I want to talk about. So This is something that I'm going to have to bring up more and more to really get in depth about it, because, you know, psychology is such a involved topic. But for now, I'll just address this. So here, you know, he mentioned that some people from this app, TikTok, are saying that they're being bullied. Okay, a problem that humans have is that people actually know who the real victim in a situation is. That's something that I've been wanting to talk about for a while, and the last thing I thought that I would bring it up in is a video like this, but you know, it's whatever. I was going to bring it up eventually. So when you look at any situation, 9 times out of 10 the victim gets blamed. That's a recurring theme that people talk about all the time. And the same thing goes here. People deep down know who the real victim is, because when an abusive person is being accused of doing something, everybody lets them get by. Everybody gives them all the leeway in the world. But when somebody who is, you know, a victim and they're being accused of something that they didn't do, everyone jumps down their throat. 9 times out of 10, both scenarios go in that way. The real abuser in the situation gets away, or people give them the benefit of the doubt, and all this other bullshit, all this other stupid stuff that people do. And with the real victim in a situation, people just jump down their throat. Or, for example, if you have a better reputation than someone else, you know, if you fuck up one time, everybody's like, you fucked up. See, you're just like everybody else. And if, you know, you're just as, you know, fucked up as most people, or even worse, everybody's like, well, they're just like that. You know, what are you going to do? It's the dumbest thing that humans do. And that's why I hate people. So the same thing goes here. You have people who are using this app, and they're making harmless videos. Like, you know, what's fucked up about this? Like, this doesn't look like... I mean, maybe if they're saying something really fucked up, then yeah, this person's just miming to a song. What's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that. Why are you wasting your time making fun of them? And honestly, to quote my friend was just telling me earlier, like, anybody who makes fun of people doing videos like these are pretty much pathetic. If you're a grown ass adult and you're making fun of a kid who's just miming to a song, you're fucking pathetic.
For some godforsaken reason, TikTok is the most popular app of 2018, by far, with well over 500 million monthly users and growing, with a significant chunk of them being from Vatican City. Oh wait, hang on.
And act like you're in a music video.
Which all have video features of their own, but somehow can't hold a candle to what makes TikTok so alluring to children and, let's face it, probably a hell of a lot of sexual predators from all around the world. The app, personally, I'm going to stick to miming to my favourite songs in the mirror, in total privacy, where no one but myself can belittle and judge me for how wince-worthy I am.
This is what worthless people do. Like, they have nothing better to do. They're miserable. And, you know, that's the whole, like, what's the whole point of bullying in the first place? Like, bullies are people who are miserable, and they make fun of other people to make themselves feel better. You know, if you're bored and you have nothing to do and you just decide to start shitting on someone else, yeah, you're kind of fucked up. Like, it means that your life is worthless. So, like, who does that in their spare time? It just makes no sense. Of all things for you to do, you have to start shitting on someone else to pass the time. This is exactly why, like, again, I said that I'm working on, like, a Shane Dawson video. This is exactly why Logan Paul believes that everyone's sociopaths, because there is a spectrum for sociopathic people, and I'm going to get into that more as time goes by. But most people are sociopathic and narcissistic to some degree. Most of them are. And it's really not hard to figure something like that out. I mean, look at how people behave with each other. Look at America, for example. Look at the country. You know, most of the people in these clips that he's showing are American. Look at how Americans, you know, operate on a day-to-day basis. Like, you have this whole professional setting, and when you look at these interviews on TV, everyone's smiling to each other while shitting in their face at the same time. Like, they're like, oh, I see you're trying out something new today, aren't you? But they're really, like, making fun of you. Like, it's just, that's like, really fucked up. That's a fucked up, manipulative thing that people do. These are, like, things on a daily basis that people do. You know, look at most of our politicians. Our politicians are not some weird, like, other race of people. They're humans. I think there's like a dog barking in the background, but whatever. They're human beings. Where do you think they come from? Like, there's like actually a joke that like George Carlin makes, which a lot of edgelords respect George Carlin, even though they're the same people that he fucking hates. And he talks about how, you know, politicians are, you know, average Americans and stuff. They're people who were raised in regular American homes, and this is how they turn out. Like, this is who people are. Look at businessmen. Look at all these YouTubers. There was just a video recently with PewDiePie talking about, yeah, you know, most YouTubers are, he wonders about whether or not they're sociopaths or not. Because since he edits videos, he notices things that people don't usually notice when someone's making a YouTube video and they're trying to get a certain emotion out of you with certain music or a certain shot and stuff like that. You know, Shane Dawson, a fucking dumbass therapist in his videos saying that, you know, he's an empath. But he did a lot of sociopathic things in his video, so she's just a fucking idiot and not credible at all. And she's not even a psychiatrist. So, you know, narcissism, sociopathy, these things are very common. And for you to look at somebody who's being bullied or who's being made fun of and telling them that it's their fault, that they should have known better than to upload those videos so you don't get made fun of, is just the most toxic and immature and stupid thing you can fucking say. That's just the dumbest thing I've ever heard come out of his mouth. You're gonna tell kids that they should know better than to upload harmless videos because people are going to make fun of them, and what the fuck are you going to do about it? They're going to make fun of you, so just grow up and deal with it. You sound like a fucking dumbass.
Child uploads embarrassing video that will haunt them for the rest of their lives. Then edgy professional internet comedian and ranter finds said mortifying video and reacts to it. Then it gets shared everywhere and memed to death, and then the original child has to live in shame and or kill themselves because of the humiliation. TikTok creators say they're being bullied and the company isn't helping, says some poorly phrased terrible BuzzFeed article. Don't upload videos to a public forum for anyone to see then, if you can't deal with...
Here goes another thing, like, I guess that's like a BuzzFeed article or whatever that he referenced. I don't know if anything else wants to talk about that. I don't care about who reported it. I care about what his response is to it. But just about the BuzzFeed thing, I find it funny that, like, when I did that H3H3 video, like, a lot of people were just like, oh, you like BuzzFeed, right? I don't like BuzzFeed. I hate BuzzFeed. Like, I remember I was friends with this one person on Facebook, and they posted a video of BuzzFeed on their Facebook page, and like, the video wasn't that bad. Like, it really wasn't. It was one of the, like, more tame ones. And even I couldn't find anything wrong with it. And I was just like, this video's okay, but fuck BuzzFeed. Because I know I fucking hate BuzzFeed. Like, I hate BuzzFeed. I'm not subscribed to them. I've hardly watched any of their videos. The only videos I've ever seen from BuzzFeed, and it was a long time ago, was like the dating videos. Like, I forgot what they call it, but like couples do this or that or whatever. Like kill a spider and all this other stuff. I saw some shit like that. I don't even remember them. It was just like on in the background. I really don't watch their videos. So don't give me that shit is the point that I'm making. Like, don't tell me, oh, you're like BuzzFeed and you're this and you're that. You don't fucking know me, and you're probably a horrible judge of character if you're gonna look at the fact that I'm defending something that BuzzFeed just so happened to mention. Like, I'm not even focusing on BuzzFeed. So if I fucking see that shit... You're a fucking idiot. Anyway, let me go back a little bit since he's
says some poorly phrased terrible BuzzFeed article. Don't upload videos to a public forum for anyone to see then, if you can't deal with people joking around at your expense. And seriously,
if you can't deal with people joking around at your expense, like, again, it's just a joke. Oh, the people are making fun of you. Like, what are the fucking jokes? Like, have you seen the type of shit that people type online? It's not just a joke. What the fuck are they saying? Like, you can't just... Oh, if it's something that people don't like, and you're saying it about them, it's just a joke, you pussy. Like, why are you so offended, you nerd? Like, what's so offensive about it? It's okay. Like, you just said it's at their expense though, and they're kids, and you're saying that a lot of these people who watch this app are adults. So what about that is okay? Why are you going to look at a kid and tell a kid that they should know better? What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, how do people think? Oh, there's kids being made fun of by adults. The kids should know better. Nothing about that sentence makes any fucking sense. Like, I swear. This is why I just can't stand this fucking planet. Like, people are just so fucking retarded. This is just the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life come out of this guy's mouth.
See, if you are a young kid, which based on my analytics is 99% of you, do not upload videos that you think are either funny, cute, or random. Trust me, they are none of those things. They're shitty, unfunny, and awkward, and you will 100% regret it in a few years' time, if not sooner. What is happening? Just keep it private. That goes for any social media, but it's particularly bad on TikTok. When you really think about it, it's not that much of a mystery as to why this app is so popular. The 250 babies being born a minute, it needs something to keep them busy. And coupled with the fact that every primary school child is absolutely desperate to become the next Jacob Sartorius or Backpack Kid, or whoever, it gives a new meaning to Andy Warhol's 15 minutes of fame saying. Although I guess now it's more like your one Jacksepticeye retweet of fame, or one day of TikTok for you page fame. God, that's upsetting. We're reaching a point where social media is almost completely incomprehensible to those who aren't already in it, or around people who use it. I'm only 24, and I already feel like I'm a confused granddad who's still trying to figure out how to call someone on an iPhone. However, to give it a fair shake in a bid to understand what is interesting about this weird app, I obviously downloaded it and made an account. All of my usual monikers were taken, so I had to name myself @FamilyGuySoFunny, for I'm known for my love of Family Guy, of course, and I quickly started screwing around trying to decipher it all. It's actually relatively easy to pick up, and all the features are surprisingly robust for a free app. I can definitely see why kids like it so much. It's basically a virtual, interactive toy. I'm sure a lot of us would have been all about this when we were way younger. Unlike YouTube or Facebook or any video hosting website or app, TikTok actually achieves at making the act of creating one of these stupid videos kind of fun and easy, but let's be real, any Neanderthal can pick up a hammer and wildly flail it around, which leads us to what everyone hates about the app, the people who use it.
Are those trees? Oh, look at the bird. Oh, nature. It's just so disgusting. I'm going back inside.
The top users are mostly extremely young teenage girls, anything from 13 years old and up, or most likely younger, let's be real. It's not hard to fake your age on these apps, is it? Who have sprung to...
Okay, so if they're even younger, like, I just muted it by accident. Again, if you're saying that they're even younger, again, you just said to a bunch of kids, don't upload anything and then be shocked when people criticize you. They always call it criticism. Okay, what kind of criticism is it though? You know, don't be surprised when people make jokes about you. What kind of jokes? Like, they're always vague when it comes to the fucked up shit. Somebody just called you a piece of shit and cussed you out. They were making fun of you. They were just criticizing you. No, that's not what we envision criticism to be. That's not what we picture jokes to be. That's not a tasteful joke. That's not something that's gonna... If you were a fucking comedian telling those jokes, you wouldn't make any fucking money. It's not... You're not like, what the... Like, the fuck kind of jokes are these? You know, if somebody looks at somebody who's just wearing something they think that's nice and they say, oh, you're a slut for that. Oh, yeah, that's A-class comedy right there. Like, what the fuck kind of... I hate excuses like that. It's just an excuse, and he's a grown-ass man making excuses like this. Like, he's an adult, and he's saying, if you're a kid and someone makes fun of you, you should have known better. What if it's their first time posting anything on social media? Like, what if they genuinely thought that there was nothing wrong with it? Why they deserve to be made fun of it just because people want to make fun of someone? I'll get into it more. Like, I'm trying to just stomach some of the shit that I have to say till this is over. But the more I hear, he keeps fucking saying it as if there's nothing wrong with it. And he just sounds so fucking slow. So the same way that he didn't catch on to how retarded he sounds, sometimes people can post something and they really genuinely didn't expect for people to have an issue with it or make fun of it. It's not their fault that other people are shitting on them. As an adult, you should understand what a responsibility is at this point. So why are you going to make them take responsibility for someone else's actions? Those are those people making fun of a kid. Those are adults making fun of kids. They're the ones who need to be responsible.
Fame because they're just so relatable and absolutely no other reason at all. Then once they have a considerable fan base, they usually start squirting out abysmal music or their own makeup line or whatever they do. There's nothing really new here. Although
it's like, again, just because you're showing Jacob Sartorius, every single kid who posts doesn't want to be the next Jacob. Okay? Just because it's like, yeah, I get that you have a big issue with him getting famous. I don't like the kid either, and I don't really pay attention to that shit that much. Why? Because I don't like him. I don't waste my time looking at all this stupid shit. You know, that's when he will want to say, oh, well, you know, I hate everything, though. Yeah, again, that's more of that vague, insecure bullshit. Hiding behind the excuse of, well, this is just my name, so don't take it so seriously. Why are you so serious? Because I have a problem with what the fuck you said. Are you too stupid to know why I'm taking it so seriously? Because whether he says it or if somebody fucking comments that shit, you know why I'm taking it seriously. I just said it in this video. I just said why I have a fucking problem with it. So why are you asking that question? You're acting like it's something that's not worth taking seriously. I do take it seriously when people say this apathetic, abusive shit. This is abusive. This is how this stuff starts. People keep wondering, why is the planet so fucked up? And why are people so fucked up? And it's because little shit like this is okay. It's okay to blame kids for adults making fun of them. That's the shit that I fucking have a problem with. And I can't fucking take it anymore. Any of it. I have no patience for this shit anymore about people. It makes me fucking sick.
Fascinating to watch the bizarre hierarchy of content that all stems from this one app. It begins with some artist creating a song or really hilarious and brilliantly written TV show, then some kid on TikTok mimes along to it, then someone within the app reacts and mocks them or doubles the embarrassment, which then leads to someone making a response video / compilation / tweet / Reddit post as to why it's so funny and or bad. So in essence, those reaction channels that everyone used to think were the literal devil a few years ago on YouTube are now just what entertainment is to a lot of people. In a weird way, they were right all along. I mean, the biggest YouTuber
Those aren't even the same thing though. This is closer to Vine than it is to reaction channels. Like, what kind of connection is that? You're gonna relate this to the cringy reaction channels. Like, not even like, most shit on YouTube is reactions, and he's about to make that point. You know, vloggers, they're reacting to things that they went through throughout their day. You know, you could say an artist is reacting to a pen and paper when they draw a fucking picture. Reactions are a very broad thing. So this is not that. Those type of reactions is literally sitting in a chair watching someone else's content. It's not transformative in pretty much any way. It's barely transformative. If you actually take music to something and you do a certain dance to it, you know, people have dance routines. Like, there's all sorts of dances on YouTube. You can look up all kinds of dances on YouTube. Really well done dances. I'm going to show you an example of that in a second. When you can use music and stuff like that and actually make it transformative. But this is not that, like, this is not those reaction videos. This is closer to Vines. So again, he's just like tying in all the stuff he's already talked about. He's like, oh, it's like that fucking thing I hated. And he's just like misrepresenting the whole thing. I don't even use this fucking app, and I know that that's a really big misrepresentation of the app. So it's very tactfully done, I'll say that, but it's really fucked up what he's doing.
The platform basically does reaction videos now. There are entire TV shows that are just people reacting. Everything on YouTube is people reacting. Something's become popular purely because the right people reacted to it. I'm reacting to all of this right now. God, my...
You see, and now he says, God, my brain hurts. So it's like, the sad part is right there. Like, he just said, oh, I'm reacting to this right now. Okay, do you consider yourself the same as those reaction channels? And you're saying, oh, reactions are popular right now. What do you mean right now? Like, vloggers were the first fucking people to make it. Like Jenna Marbles and Niga Higa and all that shit. Like, you know, these people who would react to situations or do certain things. You know, Fred, you could say that he was a reaction channel if you really want to, like, think about it like that. It's been like that since the beginning of YouTube. So he's just contradicting himself, and instead of thinking on what he's saying and realizing, oh, I sound stupid, I'm contradicting myself. It's not that reactions are popular now, it's always been like that technically. There's variations of reactions, and I'm blurring the lines here and somehow associating them with this thing that has nothing to do with it. Instead of him using critical thinking skills and realizing that shit, he just says, oh, my brain hurts, and moves on. And you know, again, like, no one's gonna say anything, like, no one points out that stuff, they just laugh and then they move the fuck on.
Brain. What do I hate about this app in particular? Well, plenty, obviously. I hate how bad it must make the young impressionable minds who aren't a genetically perfect beauty squad model feel. I hate...
So, you know, here he goes again with this thing that's, like, close to his heart or whatever. It's just like when Bo, that one comedian, is always talking about how gay people get the raw end of the stick, but he's still an asshole. Like, okay, yeah, I get it. You have some sort of empathy towards kids who aren't aesthetically attractive and how they feel when they look at stuff like this. Just because you can recognize something like that doesn't mean everything else you have to say is okay. Because in the same fucking breath, you're telling kids that they, so like what, is it in your mind that these kids deserve to be made fun of because they're more attractive on average? They're more aesthetically appealing, so someone's got to take them down a peg? Is that your mindset? Because the only sympathy you've shown is towards people who aren't even involved in this. There's gotta be some ugly fuckers watching this shit who wish they were as pretty as these kids. Fuck these kids. Yeah, you get made fun of, you should have known better. That's what he sounds like. It's so fucking stupid.
How good their marketing is. I can't go 2 videos without being advertised TikTok. I hate how, as long as a product has an infinite amount of advertising capital behind it, that it can brute force its way into becoming a popular fad.
Yeah, it's not a thing. Like, you can advertise certain things and it'll never fucking... like, no matter how much money you put... Sometimes you can dump as much money as you want into a project and it just won't work, like the Oogie Loves or Hillary Clinton for president.
I hate how most of the content on the app is about nothing but clickbait, or boiling down a person's personality into a fake, dolled-up puppet.
Oh, Jesus. This is really unfunny.
I hate how terrible the music is. I hate that so many people are still doing the Don't Judge Me challenge, but are just not calling it the Don't Judge Me challenge, so no one cares. I hate how weirdly sexual everything is for an app used by mostly young children. I hate how people manipulate the platform to trick users into liking their videos or comments, sometimes sinking as far as to use disabled people to get a few totally meaningless likes.
Okay, so... Again, like... And he even mentions it himself earlier, but this is another thing where he doesn't think through what he's saying, and he just keeps fucking going anyway. You know, he's like, well, people hate this app because of the people who use it. So, it's like, again, any potential anyone has for self-awareness, they just chuck it out the window. Like, this guy is not self-aware, for the record. Because most people aren't. He's not. Even if you think he is, he's fucking not self-aware. So, anyway... You know, he's saying that he hates the people who use this. Okay, people who are using someone who's crippled has nothing to do with the app or what the app is meant for. Like, you just showed a comments section when you said that.
Users into liking their videos or comments, sometimes sinking as far as...
This is not even the video, like, this is a comment section. This could happen on any website. So you should be making a video about that, but you can't do that because that's not the edgelord thing to do. God forbid you actually talk about, you know, humans and how they operate mentally and what's wrong with them and how that fucking pisses you off. But instead, he's just going to try to do some sort of shitty satire on something else. And, like, that's just the thing that fucking pisses me off all the time. People recognize some of these things, but instead of them addressing it, you know, then they'll get called out by these assholes. Then they'll be harassed or told they're too sensitive, so they do the edgelord thing, because edgelords are insecure. Edgelords are weak-minded. They can't stick up for something or actually stand by something that's, you know, worth saying. Instead, they're gonna, let's keep everything lighthearted and satire, and let me just have a monotone tone all the time. I remember, like, in another video, he was, like, saying, oh, something was making him mad or depressing. He's like, yeah, I sound like it, don't I? And that's the joke, because he's very unemotional, because again, he's an edgelord. So let's be unemotional to be intelligent. You know, you hear people say that shit all the time. Separating yourself from your emotions, it makes you smarter, because they're fucking slow. Like, that's what dumb people think, and he does the same thing. So back to my main point, this is a comment section. This could happen on any fucking website, has nothing to do with the app. And again, this is when people say, oh, you know, you're just taking it too seriously. No, that's just a straw man. Because you have yet to say anything to what I'm actually saying. Like, negate a point that I've made. Don't say, I'm being too serious about it. Actually contradict it, or what you say has no value.
To use disabled people to get a few totally meaningless likes. I hate the reaction of people shitting out countless videos about TikTok users as if they're the play.
This is YouTube. Like, this is not... So now he's like saying, oh, well, you know, I don't like the app because I don't like certain problems with people. Then he's like saying, and I don't like the reaction videos that people are making about it as if it's like the worst thing ever. Even though he's also making videos like saying he can't stand the app. And you know, that's when again he'll be like, well, I hate everything. So that's, you can't criticize me. It's, again, like, I find it so funny, you know, the whole, this is my opinion. You can't have an issue with it because it's my opinion. Don't criticize me. Do you see what the recurring theme I'm talking about? I know I'm contradicting myself, but that's my name, so you can't criticize me. Oh, this is my opinion, so don't criticize me. These are weak-minded individuals. Edgelords are weak. They're fucking insecure. They're stupid. They don't think shit through, and they're fucking worthless. Like, they're miserable. They're miserable, and they have dumb philosophies, and they don't grow. because they already think that they're mature enough or smart enough, or they have their head on straight, or they think that they're growing, but they don't take that extra step. They don't know what critical thinking is. They just started to think and they leave it there.
Yes, an app that appeals to young children is going to be producing a lot of embarrassing content. How many compilations do you need to make? I sound like a miserable granddad screaming at kids to get off my lawn, but...
And again, so this is the recurring theme that I was talking about before. He's like, well, yeah, I sound like this, but haha, it's all just a lighthearted joke. Let's move on.
Come on, you know I'm right. No one over the age of 20 should be...
And he's like, but come on, you know I'm right. Yeah, you're not right. Just because some of the things you say might actually be okay, doesn't mean everything you said so far is okay.
Using this app, and that's being generous. It's like opening a virtual door to a school playground. Come on, you know I'm right. No one over the age of 20 should be using this app, and that's being generous. It's like opening a virtual door to a school playground.
When it comes down to it, if adults wanted to use the app, if they're making harmless videos, who fucking cares? This is another thing that I actually want to talk about, which is, you know, kind of the, I guess, kryptonite for edgelords, is that the older that they get, the more cringy they become. And it's because of basically what he mentioned here. It's the same mentality. When you see someone older doing something, depending on what it is, they can look more immature or stupid, because it's not just because we associate those things with kids, but because it wasn't really that great in the first place. And you just give them a pass because they're younger. But the older they get, the dumber they look. So, for example, if you saw most of the edgelords on YouTube doing what they're doing now, 10 years later or 20 years later, they're gonna look like a bunch of man children, because that's what the fuck they've always been. You just didn't notice it when they were younger because you gave them more of a pass. But when you picture them with, you know, a little bit of wrinkles on their fucking face doing the same thing, it's like, oh god, you're not over this yet? Like, you're not out of this phase? This is so, ugh. So, yeah, it's like, when it comes down to it, the point I'm making is if adults want to use the app, there's honestly nothing wrong with that if what they're doing is okay. Like, if their video is harmless, you can do stuff on here. And I'll show you an example of that in a little bit.
All the kids are singing along to their garbage pop music, joking around, being immature and dancing. The only difference now is...
Even though pop music is created by adults mostly, like, it's a lot of adults.
That it's digital and shareable and open to everyone this time. I was going to suggest to any parent who happens to be on this video to steal their kid's phone off them and delete the app to save them from the inevitable bullying they'll receive, but now I've got a different...
And so, let me just give it a few more minutes and I'll make the point I want to make.
Different idea. I say explain to them that nearly everything you do on this app is going to humiliate you in the future in some way, and that you can't come crying at me when PewDiePie features you in his latest Try Not to Cringe challenge. At the very least, it lets them get out of their system. And I mean, if they do get bullied and mocked for it, it's a good lesson about how cruel and unforgiving the internet can be. Make every second count. Yeah, make every second count that you're not hearing about this godforsaken app. Personally, I'm going to stick to miming to my favourite songs in the mirror, in total privacy, where no one but myself can belittle and judge me for how wince-worthy I am. To miming to my every second count, get out of the system in the future in some way. Bullying can't come crying.
It's like, oh, well, if you're gonna, you know, do something, then if you're gonna do something like this, then, you know, you had it coming because it's inevitable. It's going to happen. So this is that same fucking mentality that people have about pretty much everything in the world. So back to my original point at the beginning of this video, I was saying that people know who the real victim is in a situation. They know that, you know, when it comes to bullying, the person who's being made fun of, who's receiving it, is the victim in the situation, and the one who's dishing it out is the asshole. But they're going to tell the victim to suck it up and deal with it because they're like, oh, we can't control that other person. Okay, so the logic that people give here is, well, you know, it's millions and millions of people who do this around the world. So I'm not going to talk to them because it's just a lost cause. They're going to be like that. Why am I going to waste my time trying to tell them to be nicer? This is more assertion of dominance. People are very, very, not just tribalistic, but people are also primitive. The way he's thinking is primitive. And he's showing it here. Because who's the more intimidating person in the situation? The person who's being made fun of, or the one who's making fun of the other person? The one who's doing the fucked up thing is more intimidating. That's the one who you're going to be more scared of to stand up against. If he made a video calling out how fucked up it was for people to make fun of somebody who's younger, he's going to get a bunch of edgelords talking shit about him, making fun of him. And we've already proven here he can't take criticism. He can't. He can't stand the whole, like, being bullied thing. He just made a joke just a second ago saying, I would just do it in the mirror. I wouldn't show it to anyone because of the shame. If you upload something embarrassing, that was something that you did that was embarrassing. Who gives a shit? Like, if you have an ugly picture, for example, like ugly, it's fucking ugly. You don't look like that right now, so it doesn't matter if you had a picture where you looked ugly. You got plenty of ones where you look nicer too. I can make myself look ugly as fuck right now if I want to. I can also make myself look hot as fuck. It doesn't fucking matter. It has nothing to do with who I am as a person regardless, and I can switch it up at will. So just because you caught me in an unflattering moment, that's more of that narcissism. Like, it's an unflattering moment, so you don't want anybody to see it. And you feel like a piece of you is broken inside because someone saw you when you weren't perfect. And we haven't taught people how to get out of that fucked up mindset where they can't look fucked up, because then they can get made fun of, and all this other stupid shit that I need to get into some other time. So, going back to the main topic, for you to focus on the victim rather than the bully is just an insecure thing to do, because you're too scared to stick up and stick to your morals. I'm tired of this shit. I really don't care. Like, let's say, you know, if I had as many subscribers as him, and I made this video and like I was saying, oh, well, you know, it's fucked up to bully fucking kids. Yeah, there will be a
parent who have
I hit play by accident. Yeah, there will be a bunch of edgelords who will want to talk shit about me. Fuck them. I actually have confidence. I don't give a shit about your fucking opinion. If you have nothing of value to say to me, your opinion doesn't fucking matter. I know how to believe in my opinions. I can break down what I believe into down to a science. So I have the confidence to believe in, I have the confidence to actually believe in my opinions over yours. You're going to have to give me some logic and reasoning and rebuttal it or shut it down or, you know, contradict what I'm saying before I even give you the time of day to consider anything that's coming out of your mouth. But people like this, they don't have confidence in their opinions. They don't have confidence in general. They can't take criticism. So he would never be able to do what I'm doing right now. He'd never be able to make videos like this and talk about serious things like this in fear that those same edgelords are going to start making fun of him. They're going to start talking about him. Oh, well, people are just having fun. They're just telling jokes. Get over it. Yeah, who's it fun for? The fucking grown-ass adults who got nothing else better to do with their life? Are you seriously gonna focus on kids and tell kids that they need to get over the fact that adults want to make fun of them? That's what you just said. Do you not hear how stupid that sounds? Get over the fact that adults want to make fun of you, kids. You should have known it was coming, being a kid. You should have known that someone who's 40 years old wants to fucking make fun of you. And if you didn't know, well, now you get to learn the hard way. You know now, you pretty fucks. Now you know, you had it coming. What kind of logic is that? Like, I don't fucking understand people's logic. I'm so fucking tired of people's logic, man. It makes no sense. You cannot explain reasonably why a kid should be expecting for grown-ass adults to make fun of them, or even other kids. Why should they expect that? And why should they have to put up with that? Why is it so hard for people to say, hey, making fun of them is fucked up? What is so hard about that? Why do you have to join the crowd and go in that direction? You have no sense of anything. Not just morals, but common sense. You don't even have that. You sound so stupid when you say something like that. You don't even think it through. None of them think it through. If you look at the likes and dislikes on this video, I didn't even check before I did this. He's got a fuck ton. I bet you he's got over 100,000 views already. This video's only been up for 8 hours, and everybody thinks that this is fine. And this is why I hate humans. This is why. Because they do stupid shit like this every fucking day, all the time. And then they wonder why in America, for example, people can't even fucking afford to eat. People can't afford health care. People can't afford anything. It's because most people are sociopathic and narcissistic, and we have fucked up problems. And you want to know something you want to know what's really fucked up that nobody's addressing that I'm going to talk about very soon? We have more psychologists now than there have ever been in history. There are more psychologists, psychiatrists, therapists that there have ever been in history right now, and depression is on the rise. Because they're not fucking helping. And I know why. And I'm gonna get into that more. People are fucked up. They're fucked up. I Hate Everything is fucked up. All these edgelords are fucked up. Colossal is crazy. I Hate Everything. iDubbbz. Kyle Kulinski. All these people are fucked in the head. The human race, most people are fucked up. I'll say it again. There's a reason why Logan Paul believes everyone's a sociopath. He believes everyone's sociopathic. There's a reason for that. And he's partially right. But everyone's not sociopathic. There's more of a spectrum than that. But most people are. Most people do have sociopathic and narcissistic tendencies. And we're not fixing that because no one's talking about it. And I'm fucking tired of it. So yeah, maybe you want to say, oh, well, you're being too serious. You're harshing my mellow. If I'm talking about anything psychological, this is the type of shit you're going to hear come out of my mouth. Go somewhere else if you can't fucking handle it. But I'm so tired of it. I can't believe that a grown-ass man, I still can't get over it. It makes me mad. A grown-ass man is saying the kids should know better should know that adults are going to fucking make fun of them. And they got to suck it up and deal with it. Oh, you're getting bullied? Do you need a safe space? Are you getting triggered? How old are you? What's wrong with you? And nobody gives a shit. Nobody gives a shit at all. These people don't address their own issues, and they just create more and more problems. These people have all their own issues. These people are fucking miserable. And you recreationally make fun of others. You don't see anything wrong with that. You don't think that there's a problem with that. Just because you're monotone and just because you have a calm fucking tone in your voice doesn't mean you're intelligent. It doesn't mean that you know what the fuck you're talking about. It doesn't mean that you deserve respect. If you think that kids deserve to be disrespected by adults, you don't deserve respect. You fucking moron. And it's like, I don't even look at this fucking app. I don't know what this app is. But if you have to say something like that, and you think that that's okay, he just said it and kept moving. He said it like 3 times in the video. There's something wrong with you. Now let me move on to something else, because I could talk about this all day with this fucking idiot. Okay. Now, if you look at this video, this is from a playlist, okay? This is a playlist on YouTube. It's from the channel TikTok Global, like it's their official channel or whatever, I believe. My friend just showed this to me because she knew about this. I didn't. I don't know anything about TikTok. But she was saying that, like, she didn't even see his video, but based off of the description, she's like, oh, that's a bunch of American TikToks, aren't they? And I was like, yeah, I gave her the link. She's watching it right now while I'm recording this. And she's like, he didn't even show, like, the more recommended TikTok videos. So this is their, like, official channel. And they post, like, the videos that they think are good. Like, they have, like, compilations and stuff. So this is from Japan. And this is, like, a 5-minute video. I'll link this too. These videos are way better than the shit that he had in his video. I'm just going to show you guys, like, a few that I thought were really funny. And then you can look at that. So you can see some examples of shit that he kept showing the same stuff in his video. And it's not even, like, the more popular. Like, this is the popular stuff, just so you guys know. Like, he even mentioned they want to be the next Jacob Sartorius. Like, these are the popular TikTok videos. Closer to Jacob Sartorius, if I'm saying his name right, because I'm not good with names. And he didn't even show it. So, now you're going to see this very creative and artistic one first. Okay, understand that took fucking hours to do. I'm an artist. Anybody who's drawn anything for more than 30 minutes knows how long that fucking takes. All those drawings that they did, and then to cut them out, you know, to draw it first, and then ink it, color the parts that need to be colored, cut it out, including this part in the beginning, and then you have to film it and edit. That takes hours to do, and it was really nice. I love stuff like that. Like people who do the art where they like cut out the little like chibis and stuff. Like it's, oh my god, I want to do some too. And then you have some that are similar to the ones he was showing next. Let me see if I can go. This is as close as I can get to the next one. But this is like similar to the ones he was showing in his video, but not as cringy as they want to say. Like, it's just people doing harmless, like, that's just harmless. Anyone can look at that and see it's harmless. Even if it's not your thing, it's harmless. Who the fuck is it hurting? Now, this person, like, this is liquor. So this person could be fucking 40. You don't know. And they're using the app, and there's nothing wrong with it.
Okay.
Those are popular TikTok videos. There's this one. This one's like, you know, a guy and a girl doing one together and they're just having fun. What the fuck is wrong with that? You know, this one's also a really, like, nice one. I like this one personally. Because I don't know why. Like, I just wasn't expecting. I don't know. But, it's not like it's fucking amazing or anything. I'm not gonna go use the app or something. But, you know, you can watch that one yourself if you want to. They have, like, little, like, goofy, like, troll ones like this. Like, again, you don't expect that. That was, like, cute. More alcohol. This person could be 30, 40, you don't fucking know. Nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. This is closer to Vine than the shit that he was comparing it to. Oh, here's an artistic one again.
Busy thinking about
Again, it's just, that's like a little artistic thing. It's like similar to Vine. There's nothing wrong with it. Here's another one. Like, this was just like dancing to music, and it was nice. Like, it was really good, like, what they did too. See? That was cool. What was wrong with that? You get my point? So, like, you could look through this whole thing yourself and see all the stuff that these people had in this compilation, you know. My point is, I'm not saying, oh my god, like, this app is so amazing. You gotta go use it and watch it and, like, you be the next star on TikTok or whatever. Like, I don't even use this fucking app. I don't give a shit about the app. My point is, it's not as bad as he was making it seem. And adults could very well use it in all those senses and it would be okay. I don't know what's people's problem with adults having fun. Like, it is a problem. People have a big issue with adults having fun. Fun is for kids. Fun isn't for adults anymore. Because you gotta be as miserable as everyone else. It's like when you're a kid, miserable people treat you like shit. And they just keep treating you like shit. And then when you're an adult, they tell you you can't have any fun anymore because you're supposed to have it when you were a kid. It's like, what? So, again, you know, I'm just dead inside at this point. This is my whole opinion on all this. I might have been forgetting a few things to say, and I jumped around a bit because there's just so many things I want to talk about when it comes to psychology and just stuff that no one talks about. Like, no one talks about those things, and I'm tired of that. So I'm just going to talk about it.
Gonna stick to, like, he wants to do it so bad, just like feel like he's when people mime to songs, it's like, oh, I'm in a music video, I'm imagining myself in a music video. It's actually something people want or like. That's like people enjoy music videos. So, if you put it on the internet, it becomes cringy. But that's why I stick to my miming to music on the mirror. And, a few minutes ago, he was like, miming is now like something that's talent, really. People enjoy looking at other people mime stuff. It's like he's so miserable. Yeah, some people do enjoy seeing other people mime stuff. That's the same shit people said about mimes. People actually enjoy other people like in funny face paint, just acting normal, but they're not really acting normal. That's actually something people say. So like, what the fuck? Yeah, if people enjoy it, why are you being a bitch about it? And then he demonizes people who enjoy looking at musicals. Like, oh, you're either a kid or you're someone who's, what? Yeah, like a sexual predator. Like, no, there's people, sometimes if you look really funny or like just really, you look like you're really having fun, or like people are like, oh, why didn't I think of doing that? Then yeah, people want to watch you, basically. And like, again, if it's so cringy and whatever, I'm just like, he's just really, really miserable. When he said that, that's what I thought. And this entire video is just him being miserable. I'm like, oh, I'm 22 now, I'm old now, I don't even understand. See, that's also, like, if people start off here and they can start their own makeup line and whatever, they're technically being their own entrepreneur, starting their own business and that young. So why are you bitching about that? Like, you're just saying, oh, if people want to be smart and make money out of something, it's something to bitch about. Can't the same thing be said about people who are YouTubers, meaning you? Like, you're just on the video complaining. That's literally your channel, just complaining about things that you like or don't like. Why are you here? Anyone can do that. Anyone can rant to their friends. Why are you getting money out of it? Why, like, it's just, he's a hypocrite.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely say that what he's doing is hypocritical, and a lot of time the edgelords are like that. Was that whole
Yeah, I
like
know.
yeah, like they usually are hypocrites, and it's like if you really have a problem with it, then why are you yourself doing it? And
And he just complained about people who make reaction videos to musicals. Like, bitch, that's what you just did in a
that's what
sense.
that's exactly what I said when I like recorded my thing. I was like, but the way he justified it, if you remember, he said, "Oh, my head hurts." Like that's it. He's like, "My head hurts." It's like, why?
And he tried to make it that he's like, he saw people complaining about, and he was shitting on the BuzzFeed article too, like, oh, but
Yeah,
kids are like getting like that, and he wants to shit on her, but at the same time, he's like, I'm just letting parents know and people know that if you make, these type of things public, you will be shit on. Like, it will never, even if you think it's cool, cute, or whatever, it's just going to be shit on, period. Like, don't bother making them,
like
keep them private.
that was my point. Like I was saying, like people can't have like your adults aren't allowed to have fun. It's just for kids. But at the same time, with kids, that when you try to have fun as a kid, everybody shits on you until you're an adult, and then they say you already
Or
had your fun as a
second,
kid, so your fun time is over. Now you gotta be an adult and shut up and be boring and sad. But it's like the whole time they were a kid trying to have fun, you treat them like shit too. So when do they just get to have fun? Why can't adults have fun anyway? Like, why can't adults use the app?
exactly.
Like, the things you were showing me had a bunch of adults in it, and it was good. That was the more popular ones anyway. They're the ones who can be more tactful with the app. It takes time to, like, get used to using shit like that. And,
Yeah, and he himself said it. The features are robust. I can't believe it's a free app. If it
yeah,
wasn't a free app, that's when he'd be like, oh, it's a nice app. That's when
exactly.
he'd even be like, I get why people would want to buy that app. But
Yeah.
since it's not a free, I mean, it is a free app. He's just like, oh my god, the sexual predators here, the kids here, they're so cringy, they don't even realize that they think it's funny, it's not funny. Yeah, to you. Like, you keep on saying, oh, you're older and whatever, and that's why you have the struggle. And you say that because other people who are as miserable as you and around the same age range, and they're living mediocre lives. And, they're letting their lives be dictated by other people.
Mhm.
They're pretty much, they all pretty much have the same standard or opinion as you, and standards, yeah.
I don't know. It just
And if
really
you know that he did not like look up TikTok Global or like the actual
no.
stuff, like he just got the app and he's like, I'll see whatever's popular. Maybe like expand out of your region, or like
Yeah.
maybe look at the stuff that's really because again, why you said you don't like the music? Those are popular music. So are you complaining about music on radio these days? Like, why isn't that one of your current videos? Like, I hate modern music, I hate the radio. Like, that could have been one of his old
I
videos,
feel like that has
but
nothing to do
like,
with the app, though. Like, the app isn't about modern music. He's like, I just hate the app because of the people who use it. I'm like, then talk about the people who use it.
no, he
Not
added music. He said he hates the
no.
music on the.
I was giving another example. Like, no, I'm saying like he kept doing that. He's like, I hate the music. I hate the people who use it. I hate the stuff that's happening in the comment section. They use cripple people for likes. I'm like, you can do that on any website. Use cripple
Pretty
people
much.
for likes. What are you talking? And then that's why he's like, I hate.
Instagram.
Yeah. And then he's like, I hate everything though. That's the excuse. Like, well, I hate everything. So why you get mad? You can't criticize me because I hate everything. So you're criticizing something that's not supposed to make sense. Okay, you're not supposed to make sense then. You sound stupid. Like, the fuck? Like, you're just, either you're going to admit that you're fucking retarded or you think that you actually make sense and now I'm going to tell you you're fucking retarded. Like, pick one. But either way, you're fucking retarded. Anyway, just for the record, I was recording this because I was curious what your reaction would be like. Would you mind if I use some of what you said in my video?
Yeah, sure, go.
Cool. I'm gonna stop the recording now.
Like it's affecting young impressionable minds. Like they now want to be genetic. Hang on.
Beauty squad model, people reacting.
Everything on.
Reacting.
Hang on.
Something popular purely because the right people reacted to it. I'm reacting to all of this right now. What my brain? What do I hate about this app in particular? Well, plenty.
What do I hate about this app in particular? Well, there's plenty. I hate how
Make the young
it makes the young impressionable minds. Now he's trying to act concerned.
Right?
Who want genetically perfect beauty score model fields.
I hate how good that.
So he basically just said, I hate the fact that it's affecting young impressionable kids and making them feel insecure about themselves, and they all want to be genetically perfect and all. And I'm looking at these almost every of the videos he showed, even the one he stuck right now, the picture right now. That girl looks basic as fuck. She doesn't look like she's that dolled up. She doesn't look genetically perfect either.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, what do you mean? You're just saying if you look someone put together, you're making someone feel insecure? Like, people are already doing that. Where have you been? Like, are you actually some grandpa, like, who just sits in his home just being miserable and ranting about everyone? That's on you. That's not on anyone else. Like, there's magazines. Magazines have existed for years, like maybe 100 years by now, or more, longer. And, like, beauty standards have always been really cruel. Like, it's just been a thing. But again, it's not a new thing.
Instead of him using his platform to talk about those things, like those serious topics, and, actually changing something, like he could influence people to recognize these things and talk about them more. Instead, he does the edgelord shit, and he's just like, oh yeah, like, this annoys me. I hate the fact that attractive people make ugly people feel insecure.
And then he brought the marketing thing right after this point, like the fact that people can market off of this and make something out of it. That's what people do on YouTube.
Like he does.
That's what people do. Yeah, that's what people do everywhere. But he's mad because it's kids and they do just mime and they make it look fun. But again, YouTube does the same thing. Like, those won't get as much views. But like, if you really put up a nice like dance routine or like act, a 5-second act, and it somehow was funny, it's gonna get views. And like, again, if the right people find it, it's gonna be something nice. So even though it's like a really short video, if you have like 10 seconds and you're meticulously planning out what you want to do in that 10 seconds for the video, that takes a lot of effort. Like, I know Jake Paul, Logan Paul, and whoever started on Vine, and that was similar, but like, there were music like this too, like these kind of things, but not like, it wasn't as easy to edit. But
But
basically, I know people start off there, but that they still, had to put together acts. You could say the act wasn't funny or like it wasn't your humor, but it was still an act that people put together, and it was still funny to some people. And again, if it's not your cup of tea, that's fine, but that you still put work into it, honest work into it, and you deserve the money, you know?
yeah, and it's funny because the first clip from the video you showed me, the Japanese one with the little cutouts, I was mentioning
Yeah.
in my part when I was just like ranting while you were watching this video. That took hours, like, to do. Like, it takes hours to draw those little pictures and ink them and color it and cut them out and then do the video and edit the video and put it up. For something that's like 20 seconds, 15 seconds, 10 seconds, that takes hours. So if they get some fame and they can market it, good for them. Like, good for them.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so it's just, or those guys who did like that flip, they did those flips and like punched the ground. Like, if they could market that shit, then fucking do it,
Yeah,
If it's
and
a-
why shouldn't be like the economy all over the world, and prices are hiking up. If people find any excuse to make any money, why do you have a problem with it? Like, yeah,
Exactly.
encourage that shit. Like, people should have any excuse to make money these days. Everything costs so much. I don't understand. Even if kids are making that money and wasting it on shit, the work shouldn't be shamed. You
I mean,
can
but
shame the people for their decisions.
when do you ever hear him talk about the economy or like how, like
Exactly.
they don't talk about
That's
this.
why when
It's
people
not
are being
edgy.
mad at Musically, I was like, I mean, yeah, they're cringy, but what are you gonna do? I'm just not gonna watch it because that's not my cup of tea. And I left it at that. I'm not like, I hate Musically, or like, whatever. It's just kids are kids. Some kids will do shit that I cringe at. A lot of adults do shit I cringe at. And like,
Right?
I wouldn't want to associate myself with it, period. Not that they deserve to be homeless, and yeah, I'm going to say homeless because you're literally saying they don't deserve to make money off of this. So like, some people make this money and it might go to their college fund. Probably not. I understand that, but if you're smart enough and your parents are in on it, they might urge you to go to college or like put it into some sort of savings. Like even Jake Paul, he said in one of the documentary, I put a lot of my, Vine money and stuff into my savings, and I still do, like with YouTube videos. That might be a lie, but people being encouraged to do something like this and just be concerned about their future, that's a very good thing.
Yeah. Everybody loves it, and it's like he said the dumbest thing. Oh, real quick. So, how do you feel about the fact that he's saying as a kid, like, you have to take responsibility, because he's basically saying like it's your responsibility to not be made fun of by adults. You should know better. Don't upload your
Again,
stuff.
I'm
You're gonna
just
get
like,
made fun of.
what is it about? Why are adults of all people like that concerned by the cringy things that I did or have done? Like, if I started making, it's like, okay, do adults make fun of other adults when they get like continuously forever? Like when you get drunk and like they'll bring it up occasionally, but with kids, it's like you were just said, oh, you were trying to play the whole kids are so vulnerable, and now you're trying to say, it's up to kids
Right?
to keep watch of that, and like kids shouldn't just post anything, no matter how cool or cute they thought it was. Like they shouldn't just post it, keep it private. Like, how do you say that you're both concerned and then you do this? It's clearly because he did, he's just like, I mean, if I was a kid and someone told me, I wouldn't have posted that type of mentality. And again, that whole tough lesson you learn in life. He's trying to promote that shit. And it's just
That's
like,
a tough little
yeah, and you're
bullshit.
scarring people and telling people you should always keep a healthy amount of misery in your life.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's literally it. Like, keep a healthy amount of misery. Like, you have to.
That's the type of shit that makes you not want to, do much. That's the type of shit. It's just, again, like, he might be successful right now, but when you get to this point where you think you got it all together, you just start love shitting on other people.
Yeah,
When
all
they're
comes
trying to
crashing
get
down.
somewhere.
It's just so I don't get it. Like, I'm. It's something that I'm gonna definitely talk about more, but it definitely needs to talk about. I said this so bad. It definitely needs to be talked about more. The fact that people treat kids like shit for having fun, and then when you're an adult, you're not allowed to have it. Like, that's a big thing,
The only time you're allowed to have it is if you get drunk or high.
right?
That's
Like,
why adults get drunk and high so much. That's why almost every time an adult talks about having fun, it's either sex, high, or what's the other thing?
because
There's
they're
another
too under the influence, or
drunk,
they got too.
alcohol.
Huh?
Yeah, alcohol, sex, and drugs. That's all adults who have fun. That's all they ever talk about. Sadly, that's all they ever talk about.
It's because they're too under the influence to, like, or they have too many fucking hormones raging to give a shit about what other people think at that moment. Like, the insecurity goes away so they can have fun. And with kids, people teach kids to be insecure. They're able to have fun and do all these things because they're not thinking about what everyone else thinks of them. That's why they post stuff on these apps in the first place, because they're not insecure at this point. But you teach them to be insecure when you start trying to make them ashamed of who they are and stuff like that. And it's just so, I'm so fucking tired of it. So anyway, thanks for giving me your input.
You're welcome, sweetie.
Okay.
Man, Burger King is good.
What the fuck are you let me stop this recording.